Listen carefully, because this message may explain your entire life. You are not lazy. You are mentally exhausted. And there's a difference. For years, maybe your whole life, people told you that you just needed more discipline, more focus, more effort, more consistency. So you tried harder. You forced yourself to focus. You pushed yourself through exhaustion. You blamed yourself every time you struggled. And eventually, you started believing the lie. The lie that you were lazy. But laziness is not wanting to care. And you care deeply. That's the problem. You care so much that your mind never stops. Constant thoughts. Constant pressure. Constant guilt. Constant overwhelm. Your ADHD brain is running even when your body is exhausted. And people who don't live with it don't understand how draining that becomes. They see unfinished tasks, but they don't see the mental battle behind them. They don't see how hard simple things can feel. Starting tasks, replying to messages, making decisions, cleaning your room, focusing for long periods, remembering important things. It all adds up until your mind feels overloaded. And when your mind becomes overloaded, you freeze. Not because you're lazy, because your nervous system is exhausted. Take a slow breath in and slowly out. Right now. Stop attacking yourself. Stop calling yourself weak. Stop comparing yourself to people whose brains work differently. You've survived invisible battles for years. That matters. Everything is in God's hands. Even the chaos in your mind. Even the exhaustion you can't explain to others. God understands your struggle, even when people don't. You are not a failure. You are overwhelmed. And overwhelmed people need support, not shame. Take another breath and let that sink in. So many people with ADHD live in survival mode. Always behind. Always rushing. Always trying to catch up. Always mentally exhausted from thinking about everything they still haven't done. And eventually, you stop trusting yourself. You start believing you'll never change. You start feeling guilty before the day even begins. That is not laziness. That is emotional burnout. And burnout changes how your brain functions. It steals motivation. It steals focus. It steals energy. So if you've been feeling numb, unmotivated, emotionally drained, you are not broken. You are exhausted. Say this slowly. I am not lazy. My mind is overloaded. Again, I am not lazy. I am mentally exhausted. That truth changes everything. Because now, instead of hating yourself, you can begin understanding yourself. And understanding creates healing. You do not need to force yourself harder. You need systems that work with your brain. Smaller steps. Simpler goals. Clearer environments. Gentler routines. Because ADHD minds often shut down under pressure. And most people live under constant pressure. Pressure to succeed. Pressure to focus. Pressure to be productive. Pressure to keep up. But healing begins when you stop measuring your worth only through productivity. Your value is not based on how much you accomplish in one day. You are still worthy on slow days, still valuable on difficult days, still deserving of peace while you heal. Everything is in God's hands. And that means your life is not ruined because your journey looks different. Different is not failure. Different is different. Take another deep breath. Now imagine your nervous system calming down. Imagine waking up without immediately feeling guilt. Imagine not hating yourself for needing rest. Imagine learning how to work with your ADHD instead of fighting against it every day. That life is possible. But first, you must forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the years you spent believing you were broken. Forgive yourself for the unfinished projects, the missed opportunities, the inconsistency, the emotional outbursts, the procrastination. You were trying to survive with a brain nobody taught you how to understand. That matters. And despite everything, you are still here. Still trying. Still hoping. Still searching for answers. That means there is still fight inside you. Do not underestimate that. Now say, I release shame. I release self-hatred. I release the lie that I am lazy. I choose patience with myself. I choose growth over perfection. I choose progress over pressure. I choose peace over constant guilt. Breathe slowly. Your life does not change in one perfect moment. It changes in small, consistent moments. One better habit. One calmer morning. One completed task. One moment of self-respect. Again and again. That is how healing happens. Not through punishment. Through understanding. And yes, discipline still matters. But ADHD discipline is not about becoming a machine. It is about building structure with compassion. Creating routines that protect your energy. Reducing distractions. Simplifying your environment. Learning your patterns. Working with your brain instead of constantly attacking it. That is real growth. And the more you understand yourself, the less power shame has over you. Because shame keeps people stuck. But self-awareness creates change. Everything is in God's hands. And your story is not over because you feel exhausted today. Rest is not failure. Slowing down is not failure. Healing is not failure. You are rebuilding your mind after years of pressure. That takes time. Be patient with yourself. You are not weak for struggling. You are human. And you are carrying more mentally than most people realize. So tonight, stop calling yourself lazy. You are tired. Deeply tired. But tired people can recover. Overwhelmed minds can heal. Confused lives can rebuild. And your future can still become beautiful. One breath. One habit. One step at a time. Take one final deep breath in. And slowly out. You are not lazy. Your mind is exhausted. And healing starts now. Remember, subscribe for more.